Keanu Reeves froze mid-step as the director's voice rang out through the rafters of the soundstage. Cameras rolled, lights blazed, and yet in that instant time seemed to stretch and twist. Ana de Armas stood under the soft glow of a single spotlight, her breath visible in the cool air, and her eyes found Keanu's across the crowded set. Her look was simple, but it carried a weight that pulled at something deep inside him. It was a look of quiet pain mixed with steel resolve, and Keanu felt every other sound fade into silence. He felt the staccato rhythm of his heart slow, then stop altogether. The world had narrowed to the space between them. He could not move. The crew hesitated, grips and gaffers midway through their tasks. Assistant directors exchanged glances. Even the boom mic wavered above Anna's head as though it too had been caught off balance. The director, unaware of the silent standoff, called for another take, but Keanu could not answer. He was held captive by that single charged glance. In that moment, he knew something was wrong. Ana had never looked at him like that before. Not on the first day of shooting, not during their long rehearsals, and certainly not when they had shared a laugh over coffee between takes. This was different. It felt urgent. Memories of their first meeting on the set flickered through his mind. Ana had arrived with a shy smile and a quick laugh that lit up the room. She had been nervous in her own graceful way, and he had walked over with a gentle nod, offering his jacket when she shivered in the air conditioning. She'd thanked him quietly, words barely above a whisper. And from that day on, their bond had grown in the small gestures between scenes. Keanu respected her talent, her grace, and the kindness she offered everyone around her. He admired her resilience, hearing rumors of the sacrifices she had made to pursue her dream. Each late night of script study, each moment she fought doubt. In her dressing room mirror, he had watched unseen, quietly offered support when she needed it now. Seeing the flicker of something like fear in her eyes, he felt a surge of protectiveness. He knew the story they were filming was one of courage under fire, of a hero who risks everything to save a stranger. Life had a cruel sense of irony. Here they were, pretending to be brave under imaginary danger, while real emotions swirled. Beneath the surface, Anna's face was pale, the lights glinting off a single tear that threatened to fall. Keanu's instincts screamed at him to stop everything, to hold her hand, to steady her trembling shoulders. His training as an actor told him to stay in character, to keep the scene alive. But his humanity overrode every lesson he had ever learned. Respect for Ana, for her craft, for the trust she placed in him demanded action. He set down the camera with deliberate calm and turned to the director. "Cut," he whispered, voice low, but carrying across the set. The word was simple, but it broke through the tension like a knife. The director blinked, taken aback. She began, but Keanu raised a hand. "We need a moment," he said softly. Cameras whirled off, lights shifted, and the crew exhaled in unison. Ana sank to a nearby crate, hugging her knees to her chest, eyes fixed on the floor. Keanu moved too, her side, crouching so their gazes would meet. He spoke in a voice barely above a murmur. "Ana, what's wrong?" She looked up, surprise flickering across her features. Her lower lip trembled. "I'm sorry," she said, voice small. "I didn't mean to. You don't have to apologize," Keanu said, reaching out to touch her arm. His hand hovered there, offering warmth without pressure. "Just tell me what's going on." For a long moment, she said nothing. The hum of equipment filled the space. Then she closed her eyes and exhaled, releasing the tension she had held inside. "It's just memories," she confessed. "This scene reminds me of something I can't shake." Keanu's heart clenched. Respect and humility guided him as he listened to her confession. He had no judgment to offer, only understanding. He had faced ghosts of his own losses and regrets that haunted him in the quiet hours. He knew how a simple trigger could unleash a flood of emotion. He swallowed, keeping his voice gentle. "You're safe here," he said. "We're all here for you." She opened her eyes, and for the first time that day they shone with gratitude. "Thank you," she whispered. I need a moment to breathe." He nodded, standing and offering his hand. "Take all the time you need," he said, We'll wait. As she took his hand and rose, the crew watched quietly, moved by the unspoken bond between them. The director approached, concern softening her features. Should we reschedule this shot? She asked. Keanu looked at Ana, then back at the director. He thought of the story they were telling, a story of unexpected kindness in the face of fear, of finding strength and compassion. He realized that this real moment mirrored the tale they meant to share. No, he said, we do it now, but we do it for real. The director hesitated, then nodded. All right, she said. Let's roll camera. The lights shifted back into place. Ana took a steadying breath and positioned herself. Keanu moved into frame beside her. As the camera began to roll again, he offered her a small, encouraging smile. She returned it, fragile but determined. In that instant, something new was born between them. Connection forged in vulnerability and support. The crew watched as Keanu and Ana began the scene anew. But this time, their emotions were genuine. The hollow artifice of performance gave way too real feeling, and every word they spoke carried the weight of truth. In that moment, an unexpected twist blossomed. The greatest drama was not on the script pages, but in the human hearts standing under the lights. The next morning, the sky was painted in pale shades of dawn as Keanu waited in the quiet corner of the set. The bustle of crew members and the hum of generators felt distant to him. He glanced at his watch. Time moved slowly when your mind was still tangled in yesterday's moment. Yana had arrived early, slipping into her trailer without a word. He wondered if she had slept at all. He stepped inside and found her seated on the small couch, script pages strewn across her lap. She looked up, her eyes red from unspent tears, but she offered him a small, brave smile. "Good morning," she whispered. Keanu sat beside her, careful not to crowd her space. "I'll bring coffee," he said. She nodded, grateful. He rose and left, and in the corridor, he saw the assistant director frantically checking schedules. "We're behind," she hissed. "The director wants to start in 10 minutes. Keanu nodded, but he ignored the rush. On his return, he carried 2 cups of black coffee and a simple sandwich. He handed them to Ana. She looked surprised. "You worry about me?" she said softly. "I do," he replied. "You helped me yesterday, too." She touched the cup with trembling fingers. "I feel better," she admitted, "but I'm still scared that I might break again." He hesitated, then replied with quiet strength. "Fear is not failure," he said. "It's proof that you care. It's part of what makes your performance real." Her lips curved in a small laugh. "You always have the right words," she said. He shrugged. "No. I just listen." They drank in companionable silence until the assistant director knocked and called, "Places, everyone." The 2 actors rose and walked onto the set, where a makeshift street corner had been built. Rain machines cast a soft drizzle over the scene. Anna's character was meant to confront betrayal, to stand strong despite being hurt. Now, Keanu understood how deep her real emotions ran. He would match her vulnerability with genuine support. As cameras rolled, Ana spoke her lines with trembling power. Keanu responded with gentle conviction, offering her hope even as the scene demanded conflict. Midway through, Ana faltered, voice cracking. But Keanu did not break character. He stepped closer, lowered his tone, and spoke her cue as if it were truly a plea for healing. Ana's tears fell freely, authentic and raw. The director, watching through the monitor, murmured, "This is gold." When the director called cut, whispers of awe passed through the crew. Keanu remained at Ana's side, hands gently on her shoulders. She looked at him, breathless. "Thank you," she said. "Anytime," he replied. Later during lunch break, Keanu led Ana to a small, secluded corner of the Latan old truck converted into a pop-up food stall. The smell of grilled sandwiches and fresh herbs filled the air. Ana hesitated, then allowed him to order. They sat on crates nearby as they ate. Keanu spoke of his own past, the pressure of fame, the times he had felt alone even in a crowd. His honesty was unexpected, and Ana listened, surprised by his openness. She had always seen him as a pillar of strength, never admitting his own fears. Now she realized he was human, too. "You're brave," she said quietly. He shook his head. "Bravery is small steps," he explained. "It's choosing to face the day, even when your heart is heavy." Ana looked down, stirring her sandwich. "I left home when I was 16, she confessed. "I ran away from an abusive situation. I thought distance would erase the fear, but it never left me." Keanu reached across the crate and took her hand. "You survived," he said, "and now you help others feel less alone." "I'm still scared," she admitted.
"How?"
"But with you here, I don't feel so alone." Sudden noise interrupted them, a shout from across the lot. Anna's face went pale. Keanu followed her gaze to see a man striding toward them, his expression tight with anger. Anna's jaw clenched. "You!" she said, voice low. The man stopped a few feet away. His eyes were hard as he stared at Ana. Keanu rose, protective instinct kicking in. "Who is he?" he asked softly, glancing at Ana. She swallowed, fear flaring. "An old acquaintance," she said. He hurt me." The man's gaze flicked to Keanu. "So this is the famous Keanu Reeves," he sneered. "I thought I'd find you here." Ana stood, backing away. Keanu placed himself between them. "Leave her alone," he said, voice firm. The man laughed. A low sound. "You're playing hero?" "I'm playing human," Keanu replied. "Now walk away." For a tense moment, the man glared, then spat on the ground and turned away. Ana exhaled, knees weakening. Keanu closed the gap, putting an arm around her. "Thank you," she whispered. "I didn't think he'd come." "You're safe now," he assured her. "We'll keep going, but at your pace." As they walked back to set, Ana leaned heavily on Keanu, drawing strength from his steady presence. The director and crew watched, seeing the real emotions etched on their faces. They felt the authenticity seeping into the story. That afternoon, the final shot was scheduled. Ana's character walking away from betrayal, head held high. Keanu would watch from a distance, honoring her resilience. As the camera rolled, Ana took hesitant steps, each one weighted by her past and buoyed by her newfound courage. Keanu watched, pride and compassion shining in his eyes. When Ana reached the edge of the set, she turned and looked back, just as Keanu's character would in the script. Their eyes met, and in that instant, the director shouted, "Cut, bravo." Set erupted in applause. Ana, trembling, broke into a relieved laugh. Keanu rushed to her side, and they embraced, two souls connected by respect, humility, resilience, and kindness. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Keanu and Ana stood together amid the scattered equipment. The day's trials had tested them, but they had found strength in each other. Ana squeezed Keanu's hand. "Thank you for stopping everything," she said softly. "You gave me the courage to finish." Keanu smiled, voice gentle. "You had it in you all along." Keanu woke before dawn, unsettled by a dream of Ana disappearing into mist. He dressed quietly and slipped onto the lot, where a silent hush lay over the empty set. The sky was still dark, but a pale glow on the horizon promised morning, he found. Ana standing on the mock bridge they would film later that day. She stared out into nothing, arms crossed as if bracing for a storm. "You're up early," said softly, approaching her. She didn't turn. Her voice was low. "I can't stop thinking about yesterday." Keanu reached out, touching her arm. "Tell me," he urged. She closed her eyes. "That man. He wasn't the only one who hurt me," she confessed. "There was someone else. Someone I trusted." Keanu's heart tightened. He guided her to a nearby crate. "Who?" he asked gently. She took a trembling breath. "A friend from my past. She called me last night. She knows where I am." Keanu's mind raced. Ana's past had already cast a shadow over their shoot. Now, another threat loomed, hidden and personal. He squeezed her hand. "We'll face this," he promised. Later, the crew gathered for a rehearsal. Under gray skies, the scene was meant to show Ana's character rescuing Keanu's, risking everything. But now the lines felt too real. Ana's eyes flitted to the edge of the lot, scanning for danger. The director barked, "Action," Anna's voice trembled as she moved toward Keanu's character. He dropped to one knee as if wounded. As Anna reached out, her real fear shone through. Keanu stayed in character, voice steady. "I can't do this without you." Their moment broke when a phone rang, loud and harsh. Anna froze, eyes wide. She fumbled in her pocket and answered. "Hello?" she said, voice shaking. Keanu watched as color drained from her face. The call ended. She looked at him, tears filling her eyes. "She's coming," she whispered. The set fell silent. The director stopped the music cue. Anna, the production assistant, hurried over. "Is everything okay?" Anna shook her head. "I need to go." Keanu stepped forward. "Not alone." They left the set together, Keanu supporting her as she struggled to walk. He hailed a car, and they drove in silence. Toward Anna's trailer. Inside, Anna paced. "She wants to settle a debt," she said. "She thinks I took something from her. I didn't." Keanu listened, heart aching. "We'll prove it," he said. "I believe you." She sank onto the couch. "Thank you," she said, voice small. "I'm so tired of running." Keanu sat beside her. "You don't have to run anymore," he said. "Not with me." They talked until the first light of morning crept through the blinds. Anna explained how she had left home years ago after a friend's betrayal, how rumors had followed her to every new city. Keanu shared his own struggle with trust, recalling a manager who had stolen from him early in his career. They found solace in each other's honesty. Back on set, the day's scene awaited, a storm at sea, requiring them to wear rain gear and act against powerful wind machines. Kana's character would confront her deepest fear, and Keanu's would stand by her side. Now, their real bond could bring truth to the fiction. As rain pounded the tarps above them, Anna gripped Keanu's hand. They moved through the scene, voices strong, hearts linked. Every gust of wind felt like a test, but they stood firm. Midway through, Anna looked into Keanu's eyes and smiled a reel, while the director watched. The director watched through the monitor. "Keep rolling," she said, voice tight with emotion. In that moment, Anna found strength she did not know she had. Keanu's presence gave her courage to face the storm, both on set and in her life. When the cameras finally stopped, Anna turned. To Keanu, "I'm ready," she said. He nodded, tears glinting in his eyes. "Then we go forward," he said. Together they walked into the next chapter, knowing the real storm was behind them and the path ahead was theirs to shape. The set buzzed with quiet energy as dawn light filtered through the high windows. Anna stepped onto the courtyard set, the weight of yesterday's storm still in her bones. She felt stronger now, but her heart raced with anticipation. Today was the final actus scene that would bring their characters from brokenness to hope. Keanu watched her from across the cobblestones. Every step she took, measured but sure. "Are you ready?" he whispered as she passed. She met his gaze, voice steady. "I think so." The director called for silence. Grips adjusted the faux church walls. Extras hushed in the pews. The scene began with Anna's character kneeling in prayer, head bowed. The air heavy with regret, Keanu's character entered quietly, his face etched with understanding. The first lines felt simple, but Anna's real journey infused them with raw emotion. As Anna spoke of forgiveness, her voice caught. Tears welled, but she did not break. Keanu knelt beside her, never leaving her side, his presence a silent promise. They held hands, voices soft, carrying the weight of their shared pain. The camera moved in, close on their faces, capturing every tremble and quiver. Just as the scene reached its emotional peak, a loud crash echoed behind the camera. Lights swayed, and a chair clattered. Everyone froze. Anna's eyes darted toward the sound. A figure strode onto the set, face obscured by a hood, the crew murmured. The director shouted, "Who is that?" Keanu rose, immediately stepping between Anna and the intruder. The man pulled back his hood, revealing a familiar face, Asena's old friend from Part 3. The one who had accused her and threatened her peace. Anna gasped. "You again?" she whispered, voice trembling. The friend's eyes were cold. "Told you I would find you," she said. "You owe me justice." Anna's breath hitched. Keanu's hand tightened on her shoulder. "This is a film set," he said calmly. "You're on private property. You need to leave." The friend sneered. "I'm here for what's mine." The director and assistant director rushed forward, but the friend waved them off. Ana looked to Keanu, fear and shame mixing in her eyes. "Don't shame her," Keanu said, voice quiet but firm. "She's done nothing to you," the friend laughed, low and bitter. "She stole my life's work. She has to pay." Ana shook her head. "No, you know that's not true." Keanu stepped closer, respect and kindness shining in his gaze. "Listen to her," he said. "We can talk this out, but not like this." The friend's anger faltered as Keanu's calm presence held her. The crew watched, silent. A beat passed. Then the friend dropped her head, tears spilling free. "I lost everything," she whispered. "I wanted her to feel my pain." "Ana's." The voice was gentle. "I never wanted that," she said. "I'm sorry for your loss." Keanu offered his hand to the friend, bridging the gap. "We can help you," he said. "We can make this right." The friend looked at his hand, trembling. Slowly, she took it. The tension eased as they formed a small circle three, souls bound by pain and the hope of healing. The director exhaled and called, "Let's reset and roll camera." The crew rushed to their places. Ana returned to the kneeling position, eyes shining with unshed tears. Keanu knelt beside her once more, hand in hand. The friend stood behind them, silent witness to their redemption. As the camera rolled, Ana's character offered forgiveness. Keanu's character promised to stand by her. The friend's face filled the frame briefly, a silent affirmation that wounds can heal when met with compassion. The scene's final shot captured the three of them bathed in warm golden light as Ana rose. Lifting her chin with newfound strength, "Cut," the director whispered, voice thick. Applause rippled through. The set. Ana sank into Keanu's arms, relief and triumph mingling in her tears. During the break, Ana and Keanu found a quiet corner. Ana exhaled, voice soft. "I never thought I'd face her here." Keanu brushed a strand of hair from her face. "You faced her," he said. "You offered kindness instead of fear. That is real bravery." Ana smiled through tears. "I couldn't have done it without you?" He shook his head. "You did it yourself. I just reminded you what you already knew." The rest of the day passed in a blur of final shots and shared smiles. Late afternoon sun spilled across the set as Ana and Keanu filmed the closing scene, a simple walk through a garden, hands entwined. Their characters moved forward together, leaving the past behind. Each step felt true, a promise they made to each other and to every soul watching. As the director called, "That's a wrap," Ana and Keanu embraced. Crew members gathered, offering congratulations. Keanu whispered in Ana's ear, "You were amazing." Ana laughed, voice light. "We were amazing." They stood under the fading light, respect between them deeper than any bond they had known. The challenges of the past days had forged something unbreakable, resilience, born of kindness, humility, and shared courage. And as they walked off the set, arm in arm, neither spoke of the next day. They only knew that together they could face whatever came. The morning after wrap, Keanu and Ana slipped out of the studio in quiet clothes. The air was cool and soft with dawn. They walked side by side down an empty street toward a small cafe Keanu knew. The clatter of chairs and smell of baked bread greeted them. Ana smiled for the first time in days, as the weight of the chute finally lifting. "This place is my secret," Keanu said, leading her to a window seat. "They make the best almond croissants." Ana laughed softly. "You have many secrets?" she teased. He shrugged, warm. "Just a few." They ordered coffee and fresh pastries. As they waited, Ana traced patterns on the wooden table. "I feel free," she said. "Like a heavy door has opened." Keanu reached across and took her hand. "You opened it yourself," he said. "I was just here to help." She looked at him, gratitude shining. "Thank you for believing in me." They talked quietly, sharing hopes for the future now that the film was done. Ana spoke of writing her own stories. Keanu dreamed of directing. They found a new closeness, built on trust and kindness. Suddenly, the bell above the door jingled. Ana's heart skipped. A flash of cameras followed by muffled shouts. Paparazzi had found them. Flashes lit the cafe like lightning. Ana froze. "Stay calm," Keanu whispered, guiding her behind a pillar. Outside, shutters banged as photographers jostled. Ana's breath came fast. "Why can't they leave us alone?" she whispered. Keanu scanned the exit. "Follow me," he said. They slipped through a back door into a narrow alley. The noise faded behind them. Ana leaned against cool brick, trembling. "I'm sorry," she said, voice small. "I can't handle this." Keanu steadied her. "You're safe now," he said. "I won't let them hurt you." They walked to a parked car Keanu had called. Inside, he reached for Ana's hand. "You don't have to be public," he said. "We can keep this quiet." Ana's eyes filled with tears. "I want to be free of it all," she said. "The fame, the fear." Keanu started the engine. "Then let's find a place away from the lights." They drove without speaking, the city falling away. At the edge of town, they found a small lake. Reflecting the morning sky, Ana got out and stood at the water's edge. Keanu watched her silhouette against the mist. "It's beautiful," she whispered. He joined her, handing her a blanket. She wrapped it around her shoulders. "I needed this," she said. Keanu nodded. "We all need time to breathe." They walked along a narrow dock, silence comforting. Ana leaned against Keanu, head on his shoulder. He held her, careful and warm. Together, they watched the sun rise higher. Later, they sat on a fallen log, eating sandwiches Keanu had packed. Ana talked of her childhood dream to become an artist. Keanu shared a memory of learning to ride a bicycle under a yellow street lamp. Their simple stories felt sacred in the quiet dawn. "I promise," Keanu said. "No more chases. No more fear." Ana looked at him, trust in her eyes. "With you, I feel safe." Keanu smiled softly. "Then let's stay here a while." As midday approached, they packed up. Ana linked her arm through Keanu's. "Thank you for this," she said. "Any time," he replied. "You deserve peace." They drove back to the city slowly, windows down so the wind could wash over them. Ana closed her eyes, breathing deeply. That afternoon, Ana returned to her trailer to collect her things. Keanu waited outside, leaning against the door. She emerged with a small sketchbook. She handed it to him. "I drew this," she said. "Thank you for being my light." Inside was a simple portrait of Keanu holding Ana's hand, surrounded by soft lines of light. Keanu's throat tightened. He looked at her. "It's perfect," he whispered. Ana smiled shyly. "I wanted to give you something real." Keanu touched the sketch gently. "It means everything." They embraced, two souls bound by shared courage and kindness. As they stood there, a single crew member appeared with a small gift-framed card signed by the director and team. It read, "To Keanu and Ana, thank you for your heart." Ana's eyes welled again. Keanu opened the frame and read aloud. They shared a quiet laugh, touched by the gesture. "We did it," Ana said. "We did," Keanu agreed. They walked away together, ready for whatever came next, knowing they would face it side by side. The theater buzzed with excitement as night fell. Keanu stood near the back, heart pounding like the first day on set. As the lights dimmed, he caught Ana's hand in the dark. She squeezed back, voice barely a whisper. "I'm scared," she said. "You're safe," he replied. "We're in this together." The screen lit up with their film. Every scene they had lived through, fear, kindness, resilience, played out under the projector's glow. Ana watched the moment they faced. Her old friend, offering forgiveness instead of anger. She swallowed hard as the crowd laughed, gasped, and then fell silent at Keanu's gentle words. Midway through, the projector sputtered and went dark. A murmur rose from the audience. Ana's breath hitched. Keanu stood, stepping into the aisle. "Give us a moment," he called softly. In the hush, Ana found the emergency lights. She stood beside Keanu as a crew member darted to fix the machine. The pause felt like a test. She remembered every fear she had faced, from the man on set to the photographer's flashes. Now, in the quiet glow of exit signs, She felt steady. The projector flickered back to life. Applause rippled through the theater. Anna exhaled relief. Flooding her, she squeezed Keanu's hand. When the credits rolled, the audience erupted in cheers. Lights rose, revealing smiles and tears. The director took the stage, voice thick. "This film shows us the power of kindness," she said. "Thank you, Keanu and Anna, for giving us hope." Then Anna stepped forward. Her legs shook, but she lifted her chin. She spoke in a clear, soft voice. "I was afraid to face my past," she said. "But I found courage in a friend who listened, who stood by me without judgment. Thank you, Keanu, for reminding me that kindness can heal." Keanu joined her, wrapping an arm around her shoulders. He added, "And thank you to everyone who believes in compassion. You give people strength." The crowd rose to a standing ovation. Anna's eyes shone with gratitude. Keanu gently kissed her forehead as they bowed together. After the screening, they walked outside into the cool night air. A small group of fans waited, holding signs of support. Anna paused, then stepped forward and signed autographs. Keanu guided her with patient smiles. A voice called out, "You both changed my life." Another whispered, "Your story gave me hope." Anna and Keanu exchanged a look, humility and warmth shining between them. Later, they found a quiet spot by a fountain. Anna leaned into Keanu. "I never imagined this," she said. From fear to this moment, he kissed her hair. He earned every bit of it. She reached into her bag and pulled out the sketchbook she'd given him. Inside was a new drawing. Anna and Keanu standing together under a single spotlight. She handed it to him. Keanu traced the lines. "It's perfect," he said. Anna smiled. "It shows our story." He nodded, and our journey goes on. They sat by the fountain, the water, reflecting the city lights, in that peaceful space. They held hands and looked ahead, knowing they could face whatever came next together.